To me, this is home. This is home base. I'm really fortunate. I'm really blessed to do a lot of different sports on many different networks. But when I come to Washington, D.C., and I'm in this booth, this is home. I see Tommy Morris. I see Tom Ward. I see Carter Myers. I'm side by side with Craig Laughlin, and it just feels right. So welcome home.
Coming up on Capitals Behind the Lens.
Joby and Locker make it look so smooth when we're watching the game, but make no mistake, Bill Bell is the captain when it comes to steering this broadcast.
Well, look at this. Oh! Replays now. 17 White was the shooter. Stand by goalie. Thompson Creek. W's in the hole. Here we go, the 8-8. 3 at the score.
It's sort of like he's kind of like the action guy. If you walked into a TV truck, he's kind of the action guy. He's making things go.
3-3. Stand by dissolve in the red. Roll red dissolve.
My name is Bill Bell. I'm the executive producer of Comcast Sportsnet DC, and I'm also our game director for the Washington Capitals. I've been our game director for the better part of 12 years, and I've been involved, whether it be producing or directing, with our beloved Washington Capitals for the better part of 20 years.
Bill Bell is critical to the entire show. Bill calls the shots one by one.
What we basically have here in front of me is we have our monitor wall, and below the monitor wall we have various names and numbers. Those names and numbers represent the actual camera operator's name, and we give each camera a different number. So that's what you see there. And then a little further over here, we see other monitors that represent our tape room, and they consist of whether it be letters or color. And that's mainly Steve Farrell's position. He deals directly with the tape monitors and tape operators, and during the buy of the game, I'm more directly involved with the camera men and women who shoot all the beautiful pictures that you see on Comcast Sportsnet.
Between these two squads, Carolina, the last team to beat Washington in this building.
I'm operating camera 1, which is game camera for Billy. Overall, it's one of the most challenging sports to shoot just because it is so fast-paced. And I really enjoy doing it. Billy's one of the better directors to work for.
Camera 3, isolation. Obet's cam is how you might know it on the air.
We're going to see some good kabongs, some good forward checking.
The puck can go anywhere from 5 miles an hour to 100 miles an hour in the blink of an eye, whether you're ready for it or not, which is kind of the beauty of live television, because you got to get it right the first time. They're not going to do it the second time, you know? So you either got it or you didn't.
I'm camera 4. Probably see a little bit more than you would from a tight camera, but not as wide as a game camera. Billy is great at it. He sees everything we shoot. He doesn't miss anything. And we know that when we're shooting something, he sees it. And if he doesn't want it right away, we know to move on, because he'll take it if he needs it at that moment.
They control the neutral zone.
Like, nice pass. Belanger scores!
Wow! Wait, 3. Wait, 9. Wait, 5. Wait, 3. Wait, 4.
I love the game so much, and so I can't be a fan. Well, actually, I can be a fan.
Well, look at this. Oh! Replays now.
But I've got to stay focused and make sure that hopefully we're giving the viewer the best possible looks constantly. But yeah, but it's hard not to be excited about what's going on with the Washington Capitals and just hockey in general. It's the people that make it work. You know, I mean, I can only carry that torch for so long and for so far, and eventually I'll have to pass it on to somebody else. And hopefully that next person can hold it as high as hopefully I have.
The referee said, I'm not going to vote if you don't.
For any sporting event, it's almost like a little chess game. You have all these little moving pieces that you kind of have to try to align together. But one of the big things about it is you can't do that without the help of many people around you, all the talented technicians that we have. These people together make up our team.
Adam Miller, font coordinator.
John Hubble, hiring operator.
It's how we show stats and information is our job.
I guess my goal is to try to take what Adam gives me and make it look nice on the screen. Because the game moves fast, sometimes things aren't in very quickly, so we need them to be able to digest what we've given them.
Washington has Stanley Cup aspirations.
So our goal is not to have any spelling mistakes, any kind of factual mistakes. So we're also watching each other's back as well.
Your EVS operator, which is your like live slow motion, is what EVS really is, live slow motion. They can put a package, they can put 3 different angles of that goal together in about 3, 4, 5 minutes. They can get that package. We can go to commercial and come back out of commercial with this goal, 3 different looks, crowd, coach, angry, coach happy, celebration, and I think it adds tremendous amounts to our broadcast.
Wayne Getz, audio mixer, audio engineer.
Roll ramp is off. Music went up.
I am responsible for everything you hear during a telecast except for the commercial. And just the sound that skates and that sticks on the ice, to me, it just sounds best of any sport.
I'm the technical director, so basically what you see on TV is I'm pushing the buttons for changing the cameras, adding the graphics, going to a replay. Bill Bell's the director, and what he tells me to do is what I try to do without messing up. So you have buttons for every camera, so the numbers 1 through 12 are your cameras, and then A, B, X, Y, all the ones that have names with letters or colors are the tape machines. You have different effects, you have your graphics buttons, so every button on here has a specific job that it does. It's just a matter of hitting the right one at the right time.
We met Kurt and Matt earlier setting up their camera positions. They operate the 2 robotic cameras. So while the other operators are with theirs, these guys have to go somewhere else. And that somewhere else is Mechanical Room EO58.
I've talked to a lot of robo guys from around the country, and they're all envious of us because of this room and what we do here. Because most of them are literally underneath the stands with tarps taped over them so they don't get stuff poured on them.
This was right off the Who's stage. We found it 5 a.m. the next morning, and we hung it up. All this stuff. You should see how this wall has grown in the last 10 years. Lights are going down.
It's a joystick controller, kind of similar to a video game. Our big disadvantage is that we can't actually see the play. The only thing we see is what we shoot in our monitor.
I gotta be in the action. Like, I played a lot of hockey growing up, so I kind of feel like I'm still out there in a way. I mean, we work in here, we spend a lot of time in here with the crew. It's all worth it for this. I think all the hard work, this is worth it.
We're just off one clean. Just off one clean. Clear. Bobby, bring it in.
This is my 25th season doing Washington Capitals broadcast, and I've got a picture of hair down to here, holding a notebook. So I like to say I get things started at 5 o'clock, then of course with Alan May, and we end things up with the Caps postgame live at 10 o'clock. So from 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock, that's pretty much, anywhere they need me, anywhere they can put me. So it's kind of fun to be able to say that you're not just really sitting there and kind of going through the same old routine night in, night out. It's always different, and that's always fun and keeps me energized, absolutely. Hopefully we're giving you some interesting insight when you're sitting there watching us in glorious high definition.
For Theodore, his first shutout of the year.
A day's worth of preparation and execution will come to an end as the night's game is broken down. So too will all the equipment used to bring the game broadcast to life, inside the truck and outside.
I think we did all right. That's good. Really good. Good show. We're on, it was by and large, a normal job for the crew, which means high marks.
Well, that's the end of another long day, but a fun day. Glad we got a chance to show you the Capitals behind the lens. And thanks so much for watching the Caps here on Comcast Sportsnet. We'll see you next game night. We'll be ready.
Hopefully making everybody involved in this show feel like they are just that, involved in the show.
This is every fan's fantasy. I get to cover my favorite team on a nightly basis.
I get to work with so many talented and interesting and just really good down-home people.
Most difficult part? Wow, I don't even know. Parking.
That's how hard it is to do this.
I'll be watching Sports Night. I'll see a replay from a game 5 years ago, a big game and a meaningful goal, and that was my angle, and that is so rewarding. And I'll say to my little girl, that was me. I shot that.
Colvin, don't air that.
Capitals Behind the Lens is presented by your Washington area Hyundai dealers, now the most fuel-efficient car maker in America.